trained to be a mentor in that way with us in high school. So what does it mean for you guys to be coming back and trying this new thing with me?
Yeah, I think mentorship is super important, especially being somebody that is first generation, first my family graduate college. I think I say all the time now, especially working in a high school setting, that I really try to be who I need growing up. So just, learning from my experiences in high school, navigating resources on my own. Obviously, Jason, you and I building a really strong relationship over time. I'm glad we continued. But really just I think the foundations of the success program, especially the units of goals, habits, and growth, were a great starting point for me. Just navigating adolescence and trying to figure out those next steps. And going to college was something that was something I didn't expect. And even during college, I never stayed in contact a lot and kind of talked about how to continue to navigate those resources, whether it be juggling time management or paying for classes and things like that. So I just think that the best thing that I can do is just give back from my own experiences. And now that I'm able to work in a high school setting, really able to support youth that are, I'm seeing very similar paths that I experienced growing up and being as young as I am as well. So still being able to relate to that, especially with all the ongoing change in the world as well, just really tapped into that.
Awesome. Kayla, you want to add anything to that?
Yeah. Kind of similar, whereas like I'm also a first gen student. Um, so like something that I really wanted growing up was mentoring, like a mentorship. And then when I got the opportunity to become a mentor in high school, it was very exciting because I was able to give a student something that I had always wanted, like some guidance, especially transitioning to high school. Because that was very nerve-wracking to transition to high school, especially since it was like a brand new school. But also just in general, a lot of the success program helped me in growing as a person. I've always been really hard on myself and really anxious, but the success program really helped me with managing my anxiety and applying myself to things that I wasn't sure if I would be able to quite do. And even with Jason in particular, he gave me many accesses to many jobs. I basically worked with him all 4 years that I was there, or all 3 years really. He got me into childcare to begin with because I always loved working with children. So at the summer camp, I actually worked the Success Summer Camp the first year with the high schoolers, but then the next year I worked as the childcare director. And that was really cool because I really got to put like hands-on working with all the teachers' children. And then after that, I worked at the after-school program at MEMS also, which I got through Jason. Um, and then the mentoring, like all of those opportunities, I was able to apply my desires and what I wanted to give to future generations that I may have not been able to get. And it was very exciting to be able to put that out there. And that's what I kind of want to do now still is that like putting my knowledge, my experience, and giving it to people who are younger who may have not been able to get that. And like a lot of the things I'm trying to tell people, stuff I wish I would have known in high school or even middle school. Um, it's always
Good.
better to get like a step ahead, I
Yeah.
think. And I'm hoping to do that for people.
Awesome. Thank you guys. This is obviously exciting. I'd like to talk a little bit about the program that we're running. So I've been running Core Confidence now, as I was saying before the call, for several months, not too long yet. It's still something that we're building momentum. But very obviously it's something that feels good. And it's something that we've had success. And one area that I think has been underutilized has been my office hours. I've had office hours, but they've been like not well attended. And recently I've been encouraging kids to show up more, but then what I found was that I was overwhelmed because then I have kids showing up. This one's got academic questions. This one wants to break down time management. And I'm asking a kid who's bad at waiting to wait while I talk to the other kid. And I was like, okay, like I want to deliver a premium service to the families that are in the program. And I want to be really clear, like I'm talking to two first gen kids here, like um, it is a premium service, and I've always found a way to work with families in their situations. There is a cost for the program, of course, like that's how we all, are able to sustain ourselves, but also individual situations are always respected. And it's just, I want to say that I have like one family that paid $1, that was the tuition, or another family paid like $1 and then nothing until after Christmas because that's what they needed. And I'm like, fine, like let's go. So I just want to say that like when I talk about premium service, it doesn't mean that it's exclusive, but I do want it to be premium. I do want it to be like we're there paying attention. So that's where I came with the idea of bringing you guys in. Um, Makayla, as someone who's neurodivergent, what do you want to explain body doubling and what it means to you? Um,
Yeah.
are you comfortable with that? As well as
Yeah,
your
of course.
obviously psychological knowledge as a student,
Yeah.
but go for it.
So something I have found personally, with a lot of my friends in particular, who are also many of them are neurodivergent, and also I help out with the accessibility services at my school because my friend is one of the leaders in that. But something I find very helpful is just having a group of people doing work and having that kind of buddy system. We even have groups at my college where it's all neurodivergent people getting together as a group and doing work together, not even talking or anything. It's just having that environment where you can do work with other people. It motivates you to do work yourself because your brain is usually telling you if you're alone, it's like, oh, there's so many distractions around me. But if you're sitting in a room and you're watching everyone else doing work, then it kind of peer pressures you into doing work. Because if you're the one distracted, then it's like, oh no, everyone's going to know I'm distracted. So I need to actually get work done. That's what I actually have found works best for me. I always do my work as a group with friends. I very much struggle doing work on my own. I also refuse to do work like at my home in my bedroom because I just can't get stuff done. So having this designated time and designated spot to get work done and having somebody hold you accountable is so helpful. And it's something I wish I learned way younger as being a really good study mechanism. Like even during the office hours that I held Sunday, I got so much work done during that time myself while also making sure other kids got work done. And it was so helpful for me. So I think it's just a really helpful thing in general for students to learn how to do. And it's like allowing you to hold yourself accountable, but also other people accountable. Like you're not the only one being held accountable. You're helping others by being there as well.
What you mentioned that you wouldn't get work done at um at home
Hmm.
or in your room specifically, you said.
Yeah.
What why not? I mean, I know the answer why not, but I
Yeah.
would like for you to just share so that people can have perspective on again the ADHD brain.
Yeah. So the issue with doing work at my home is that I would often find myself getting very easily distracted. I would be like, oh, my room's a little messy. I'm gonna clean that. Oh, I want to do this, so I'm gonna do that. And it's like when you take yourself away from an environment where there's so many distractions, it's helpful. But it's not only that, it's also the fact that when I go to my room, I go to my room to relax and wind down and go to bed usually. So if I'm going to that environment to try to do something else, like focus on work, it's very difficult because with a neurodivergent brain, sometimes it can be hard to separate things. So when your brain sees your bedroom as your place to like hang out and relax and chill with friends, and that's my living room in general, I can't do work in my apartment at all because that is my social space, that is my relaxing place.
Hmm.
So instead, I have found myself mostly in the library most of the time, or even in other study rooms in different buildings where my friends live because I need to be somewhere not in my home or else my brain's constantly distracted by this environment is supposed to be something else, so I can't be doing this here.
Yeah. And I just Lisa weighed in here and told us that there's actually some adults that are doing this and having admin
Mhm.
nights. So you guys know about these. That's so cool. I mean, it makes sense, right? Like, and this is the thing is like and Dylan, this question's coming your way. The virtual thing is interesting and like we have this shift where everyone is living in their own little phones day to day. um Although I've seen the younger generations really bouncing back and starting to try to like accept the phone bans and like try and set some limits. Like I think the kids in my family, at least the teenage kids in my family, have better boundaries with phones than I probably do. But at the same time, we're saying that we can create a digital environment And Dylan, you've hosted a couple of sessions as well, office hours. Right, the last 2 days you've been hosting office hours. It's a relatively new thing that we've included you. But I would love for you to talk about the group experience and like how do you know, what are the metrics by which you would say I feel like this is going well?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's important to note that, to my point, like continuously evolving society, it's that you kind of, it's hard to fight the, I guess, like kids' natural gravitation towards technology and social media, right? But I think that, again, I think the way that we're choosing to utilize technology is fantastic, especially, the body doubling concept, offering those office hours. And I think in my experience so far, in the past couple of days, is it allows the students individual freedom to get work done at their own pace in a way that makes them comfortable while have somebody there that's present with you, and the baseline being accountability at all times. So Jason, what we talked about so far is I'll have intervals where I'll check in with students. I'll put music on the background playing from my own shared screen. But if students decide that they want to lock in and listen to their own music, that's totally fine. But again, just somebody there checking in every however many minutes it feels appropriate to say, hey, you still working on this? How much time do you think you have left? Do you need help with anything? Am I the right person for this? Is somebody else the right person? Okay, I'll trust, your feedback. You go ahead, get back to what you need to do, and I'm here whenever you need me.
Yeah.
So again, I think it's kind of understanding that it's like kids, especially these days, know, what works for them and what doesn't, or at least they're experimenting with that. But again, having somebody available just to make sure that they're holding themselves accountable and that they are being efficient with their work, but also kind of giving them that freedom to kind of explore and make mistakes, but also learn from those mistakes on their own.
You know, and then on top of it, there is the option for some level of academic support. I mean, Makayla, you said you're working on organic chemistry the other day. That was the one that did it for me, by the way. That's when I changed careers from being a doctor to being an educator. There was a specific moment in college where I remember calling my parents and I'm like, I can't do organic chemistry.
It's definitely brutal. I can say that.
Oh my God. It was like, it, I just, and we talk about motivation. Today's class, actually, we're on class 21 out of 24 with one of the first sessions I launched. And we were talking today about motivation and like, you gotta like make that bridge to motivation, but also like some things are just too much. You gotta just be like, ugh.
Yeah.
Anyways, knowing that you're on a pre-medical pathway, like you feel comfortable doing a little bit of tutoring for Algebra 1, right?
Yeah.
You could definitely help kids with
Algebra, biology, chemistry,
chemistry,
most of
like
the basics of high school stuff I could help pretty well with, I would say.
yeah. Yeah. So I mean the office hours yet again, and the way the schedule is looking, I mean, I have to figure it out with you guys, but there'll be times where both of you are there, and it could be like over here is an academic tutoring session going on, and over here is quiet space, but the academic tutoring session also has quiet space so that if you're there, a couple of kids could be either doing math and science, and a couple of kids could be doing other, like it could just be, it's going to be what it is really like how I always approach it. But it's exciting to think about the possibilities.
Yeah,
So
and I think one of the conversations we had before is I think we both have a lot of things to offer, just both in our different years of education in general and both of our skill sets. So I think it's gone great so far. I'm looking forward to working with Makayla.
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
Awesome. Well, guys, we're at just about minute 20. I'm probably going to have to keep rambling on for another 38 seconds so I can feel like I hit minute 20 on the time counter down there. But I guess what I'll say is each of you guys, welcome aboard. I'm really excited that we continue our friendship and now continuing. And Makayla, I had forgotten how many times we'd worked together,
I know.
but but every time I'm like, I need a good smart kid, and I'm like, Makayla's down. She'll do stuff. She's smart and she
No,
likes to do stuff.
no, I also forgot about it until I was thinking about it earlier today, and I'm like, oh, I've worked with Jason like half my jobs.
Yeah, man.